On this trip, I was just starting along the south of Ireland, part one, Rosslare. So really right down here on the south, I'd pretty much got to about here on the last bit, which was Wexford. In there, I'd really tried to get the whole way down, but the wind had stopped about there. So it was pretty much in the south. And so on this trip, we came down and we were staying right down here. I actually found another castle popped up, and after our great experience of Narrow Waters Castle, I thought this might be a nice experience to try again on our family holiday. And so off we went. So we were staying so right down. So this is my first time paddling along the south of Ireland. So far I'd been on the east coast, which is a bit more sheltered, to the mainland of you've got Scotland and England and everything over here, Wales. This is a lot more exposed, so a little bit nervous about what to expect. I guess probably a good thing. Anyway, so we drove down from Portrush, 5 hours through Dublin. It's quite a long journey with my son on board, who was about 5 back then, 6. So this is the castle that we had a wee Airbnb in, Cairn Castle. And so you went through, they left the keys for us, and then you stepped through here, and they had a couple of little apartments that you could rent down here. So it was very nice. There we are, parked up after a long drive, just getting settled in. In here, they had sheep, which was a bit of a novelty too, just watching the sheep every day running around. It was lovely. And this is us stepping inside. So it was, so it's got settled in. So it's quite a sort of a medieval feel to it. It had guns on the wall, much to Jack's excitement. Very comfortable, warm knives, big swords on the wall as well. So it was, yeah, I thought it just a little different for us all to experience. And it was very comfortable as well, I have to say. Really enjoyed it. So this was a nice big kitchen. I always bring lots of food with me for everyone because I might be out paddleboarding all day, and want to make sure they all have plenty of food. And it's the courtyard, a bit drizzly looking by the time we got there. And this was a highlight as well. They had a wonderful big hot tub bath with jets, which after hours of paddleboarding, it's a lovely treat. Here we are, just outside. So, yeah, the novelty of this trip staying here. And I picked it here because it's very close to the shore. So everywhere I pick is really close. Walking distance usually because I tend to leave at first light in the morning, which is very early. And because I'm chugging along at a very, very slow pace, it's like 4 miles an hour basically, they can lie in a bit and then come down and meet me, drive down in the car and come and get me. So Cairn Beach, there's a Coast Guard office here too. This is the little beach where we were just really a stone throw from here. It looked very nice. Here we are on the beach, checking it out. Just arrived. Usually the first thing I want to do is go down and see, well, where is the sea? What does it look like? How do you get in? How do you get out? It's a little slipway. It's quite quiet. And this was the first paddle I was going to do, which was leaving. I think no, this is what I wanted to do during this trip. Was this the whole distance I was hoping on 35.8 kilometers, which is really a bit too much to do in one go. It's just so that's just it's quite close down. Anyway, so yeah, there's the. So this was the first step from Cairn Beach, which is literally right around here. I wanted to go to Fethard. This is quite, I think I was a bit ambitious. 40 kilometers is like about 25 miles. And this is the route here. So here I am just ticking off.
Hi, everybody, back again paddling. So I am staying in Cairn Beach, which is just beside Rosslare. And this is Cairn Pier, where I'm starting from. So Rosslare is that direction. That's a bay over there, which looks nice and flat and calm behind the pier. And then down here is direction I'm going in today. Now it'll be a little bit choppier, but not bad. Today's the best day, so I'm going to try and do the longest distance today. I'm going to try and do like about 5 hours as far as I can towards Cork. Now, I'll never get that far, but I think like Fethard would be really good. Towards Dungarvan is probably a better thing to say because Cork's a long way off, but it's that direction. I'd need jet propulsion to get to Cork. But even if I got as far as Fethard, I think that's how you pronounce it, that I'd be really happy with that. It's not far from then on to Dungarvan, but window of opportunity this weekend. So it's quite windy. So today's the best day. So I'm going to try and paddle for about 5 hours, far down that coast as I can get. I've just booked the Coast Guard. He's happy with that. I think there's another long distance paddle going on today. So he's always happy. Said he's happy that I checked in with him. So he knows. And yeah, and then tomorrow round to Rosslare. It's a shorter trip. It's about 3 hours or so round to Rosslare. Ravens Point's where I finished off last time. So that's the plan. Fingers crossed. Bye.
So that's me setting off. There we are, lovely and calm and flat. There's no paddleboard. Just setting off from Cairn. And yeah, this is sort of like the scenery. A lot of windmills. Quite calm. This is the best day, so I was just trying to make the most of it. When you book these trips, especially around school holidays and things, you don't really know what you're going to get until you get there. And you know, when you're booking Airbnbs in advance, because they all get booked up. So you literally have to book the week and then fingers crossed. And there we are. There's a boat. You don't really see many boats out. I think I thought I'd be passing, you know, kayakers and sailors and everything when I'm out in the water, but a lot of the time it's just me. And then there was these big black, not too sure exactly what those were. Maybe it's some sort of farm or something. Not too sure what they were farming for, but I remember just coming up close to them thinking, what is that? Unusual. These sort of big black floats in the water. Boat. Fishing boats are what I would most likely see if anything, but it's always quite nice and reassuring to see a fishing boat out in the water.
Boat behind me, but I'm just coming along quite well today. Sun shining and the sea is calm. We're doing Rosslare towards Cork, Fethard, and really hoping conditions stay like this. Try and get as far as I can today because the weather's to change. Anyway, all good. Thanks for watching.
Always nice when the sun comes out. So here I am on the little map here, heading along here. So I've just passed, I think it's called Kilmore. That would have been a nice harbour stop, and that's supposed to be very pretty. But right, I continued on.
So glad.
So this is me coming in at Fethard. I finally
Yay.
destination, which was great. I pretty much got as far as I wanted.
Exhausted. Just did, I think, left at 11 and it's now 7:15. Long day paddling. Anyway, I'm back. It was lovely. Sun shining, nice, bit windy at the end, but really good. Thank you.
So I paddled with 6 hours with the weather, with the tide, and it was calm and flat. And then the last hour, usually you're paddling against the tide. I was paddling for 8 hours. There was a couple of hours there against the tide, which was very slow
Exhausted.
going. Kept thinking I
It's
was nearly
been,
there.
I think, left at 11 and it's now 7:15. Long day paddling. Anyway, I'm back. It was lovely. Sun shining, nice, bit windy at the end, but really good. Thank you.
That was a big paddle. Here I'm coming in. 8 hours.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted. That was really long. I left at 11 and I've got to Fethard at 7 o'clock. So I paddled for 8 hours, which is a lot longer than what I would normally do. But there was a lovely welcome party for me here. Which is always nice to know when my online support are having a good time too. And they met lots of friends and yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful place. This is the harbour. Very impressed. Really lovely. But yeah, it was a good day. And now it looks calmer than it at this point. It was a bit rougher out there. It just took me quite a long time because of a southerly wind today. But anyway, here I am, done. But I have a break for after this now for a little while.
Yes, I cut in here. I could actually see Hook Lighthouse, which is the next part. Very famous lighthouse on the south of Ireland. This is just before it on Fethard. And there we are all getting in the car. So yeah, it's always a relief to know that they've had a good time too. My crew, that they're not sitting twiddling their thumbs in a harbour waiting for me for hours.
Just packing up the car. Fethard-on-Sea. Actually, my arms are burning a bit. I got a bit of sun today. It makes such a difference when you're out paddleboarding in May compared to February, which was my last time. And it was dark by 5:30. Now it's 7:30 and it's still sunny and bright. And it's been lovely because I thought I'd be here ages ago. Like I have paddled for about 8 hours today. But thankfully there's been kids around and Jack's been having a great time and Victor's been he's been chatting to people and really enjoying his day too. So anyway, it's a beautiful little place. Fethard-on-Sea. So I mean it's an hour drive back to where we're staying. So it's quite a long paddle today. I'm glad it's done. Anyway, south coast of Ireland, doing really well. Very, very pleased.
That was certainly a good start, a good distance done, and everyone had a great day, which was brilliant. This is the view. There was a bouncy castle even at this house. It's a big Airbnb here, and they were all having drinks, which had a few drinks. Whenever I came in, I tried to film it and it didn't film for some reason. But I was offered a tea and a glass of wine both at the same time and a hot dog or something like that. So they were having a family barbecue. We ended up being part of it and bouncy castles and loads of kids to play with. So it was very good. Um, okay, so this is the day two. This is what I wanted to do. This is what I needed to do the following day to head back up to here. Now, this is where I'd finished in the last paddle. I'd had hoped to get to Rosslare, but it was just short. You can see just slightly short of Rosslare. So I had to paddle from where we were staying back up here. This was the famous beach at Ravens Point where I'd finished last time. So here we are next morning.
So after my epic paddle yesterday, I've got a bit of sunburn. Got a bit sunburn. Wasn't expecting that. One of the things about paddleboarding in May is the sun shining, and also you've got longer days. So here I am. It's 6 in the morning. I got up first light. I paddled that way for about 7 hours yesterday towards Waterford, which was an epic paddle. I outdid myself. I haven't done that distance in a long time. And then today it's a much shorter paddle. So looking forward to that. I'm heading this direction now, past the headlands around here to Rosslare. So I want to pass Rosslare Harbour today, Wexford Harbour, and into Ravens Point, which is where I finished off in my last trip. So Wish me luck. Conditions looks flat here, but the wind is southwesterly, so I'm hoping I'm going to get a little bit of a push with the wind on the way around. And I've got all my sun protection on today. Hopefully not going to get sunburnt. Anyway, bye for now. Wish me luck.
Yes, so a bit nervous, probably very nervous after Dublin Bay was quite nerve-wracking crossing there. This was going to be Rosslare, another very busy shipping lanes and harbours, so dreading it really, to be honest. Anyway, here I am in the morning, setting off. Rosslare is harbour's way up there in the
I've got
distance.
a follower this morning. I can catch him, but he's right around behind me. If you can see him that well, but there's a seal behind me.
I stopped to film this seal because he was swimming beside, or maybe that's him up there. I'm not sure. Anyway, he was quite close to me, swimming alongside. They don't normally come that close, but he was just sort of swimming along beside me, and I wasn't sure. You know, you can never be sure. Is he happy about me being beside him? Is he going to come under the? Is he going to try and knock me off? Who knows? So I was going as fast as I could, really, and then, but he just kept following me for ages. But I don't think I managed to capture him on film. Anyway, there's me trying to catch him behind me. I was getting a bit nervous because he just was following me for ages.
I have a friendly seal. I'm hoping it's friendly. Right behind me. He's been following me for a little bit. From Cairn. See if I can get him to come up. So he's maybe not interested now that I'm slowed down and stop.
You don't really know where they are, and most of the time the seals are behind you. So when they start swimming beside you and under the board, it can be a little.
They don't usually take so much interest, but he's been following me quite closely. Better keep going. They're very elusive when you want them.
Very hard to capture. Anyway, this is me coming up towards Rosslare Harbour. So that's behind me. That's what I've just done. And this is in front of me, and this is the port of Rosslare where the ferries head out and across to Europe. You can sort of see in the distance, this is where the shipping lane will be coming in and across. So I just sort of hung out and took my time and watched, really observing the ships coming and going.
So here we are. So is just to the right.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to get in front of one of these guys. Seven in the morning. I think this one came straight out after.
Ever so happy to see that green marker. And now Rosslare Strand.
So that's me. Tick, Rosslare Port Cross, and then I've just paddled. You know what? It'd been quite an adventurous morning with the seal following me, and then the shipping lanes and everything. So I pulled into the Stratton. Isn't it gorgeous here? Rosslare Strand for a little rest.
Taking a break. Rosslare. Just
So stopped at Rosslare. Was tired. You know what? I was exhausted because I had paddled 8 hours the day before, and I just we had to keep going. So the next thing to cross was Wexford Harbour, which I did. It was uh, interesting enough because it's quite a large mass of water coming out from that, and then It was a bit of wind. So anyway, this is the beach that I finished at last time. So I was very, very pleased to get there.
So over to Ravens Point in the distance here, but seal colony over there. Crazy waves behind me. I wasn't getting my phone out any time earlier, but no, that's Wexford down there. This is Ravens Point up ahead. This is where I'm finishing. Yay! A few nosy seals. Anyway, at least it's calm over here. Hopefully, calm getting in.
See, in May, there's probably seal pups. And when I was going past the colony, I'd literally just come past the mouth of Wexford Harbour and there was waves pitching up around me. So that was negotiating around, getting around all of those. And then as soon as I got closer here to Ravensport, I came across literally the other side of of that harbour, the mouth of that harbour. Um, there was a big seal colony, and May there'll be pups, pups, I'd imagine. Anyway, sometimes when I think they're trying to shoo you off. Like if you're paddling along and maybe the parents, or you're between the cubs and the parents, they'll sort of slap the water with their tail. And I think they're just trying to sh warn you or sort of shoo you off. Like they're not aggressive to you, but you'll get this sort of slapping and you can sort of see them coming up. They're just trying to, I think they just don't want you to stop or they're just trying to shoo you on. So,
So
yeah, that was I just that one. So anyway, this is me coming now past the seal colony and approaching the beach. Very relieved. Here we are.
yay! I feel like Robinson Crusoe. I've landed. Ravens Point, and it is very pretty. It's all lovely sandy beaches behind me here. Um, tides out. Sun again today. Oh, I'm so glad that's it finished. That's my tasks accomplished. The sea was getting a bit choppier out there. You can see behind me. Wexford is just down there, so that water coming out here and then hitting that bit of wind. There was a few waves, but thankfully all manageable. Definitely wouldn't want to be going out on a day that had stronger winds. Anyway, all good. Here I am. Please sponsor me. I have now gone the whole way along the east coast, now as far as Waterford. Rossllare's done. Bye.
Yes, huge relief to get that out of the way. Actually, Binions. And this is the beach is beautiful here. Now I'm on the beach. The next problem is where are my on land crew? So I'm calling them and I think they're still driving or parking. And I'm looking around and it does look like quite a distance. I have to carry my board now. So I stopped to do quite a few photos before, but I think it was way up here where I'd got in last time. This is a bit a reserve in here, I think, this part, so nature reserve. So it was up there. So wasn't that thrilled about having to carry the board now, but here we are, got to where we'd finished off last time. Let's let the board down and then finally the guys arrived.
It's nice. How'd you get on?
Good.
So yeah, my arms were falling off. Thankfully, they carried the boards then a paddle the last bit back to the car. And that was me done. So and the wind was picking up now and there wasn't going to be any more opportunity during this trip. So we went into Wexford, the town, little roam around, some interesting shops and lots of like bars. And we're restaurants. We're looking for somewhere to eat. So this is the harbour, Wexford Harbour that I was crossing. Here you can see there's a couple of shipping lanes there and markers. And I was out here. So it looks quite flat, but this is a big mouth of water coming out here. And when I was crossing over that, particularly around here, it started getting the waves started picking up. anyway, thankfully no ships, which was always good. And then that was us done. So a bit of sightseeing. Went driving around to look at what else is in the area. And went for some nice food. There we go. Starving after all of those. Well deserved. So yeah, so that's what I got done. So now I'm heading along the south coast here, and I had just finished. Part one was this part here. So round Rosslare, Wexford, round Rosslare, and round to about Fethard, which is about there. So I just managed to do all of that. So pleased with that. I'm taking a break.